Hi, Sammy. Hi, Ginger. Thanks
Hi,
for being
Kim.
on today.
Thank you for having us.
I just wanted to kind of start out with asking you, Ginger, what inspired you to be an interior designer?
Well, my mother inspired me for sure. I grew up in Florida, and she was an interior designer and very involved with garden club and junior league, and she just loved beautiful things, and it was just part of my upbringing. So it
Was she not
stuck.
a designer?
She was a
Oh,
designer.
she was. Okay.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Um, how do you find most of your clients? Are they mainly referrals, or is it through Instagram, Facebook? To kind of give me an idea of how you find them.
I think having done this for 45 years, it was a lot of just referral, and it's still that way. But I think having PR Boutique has been just wonderful because it's opened up a whole new world with Instagram and all the magazines. It's just we can't reach out like we used to. The magazines, there aren't as many magazines anymore. And you all have such an open door to what's going on out there, and it's helped us a lot. And it's helped me because I'm not on Instagram. Being 68, I'm like, oh, yeah, right, Instagram. And you're like, oh, no, 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 no. This is a new world. So it's been great for that.
Well, good, because I know that one of the things that is important about Instagram is the good photography. Especially with interior design, it's important to have great photography. Do y'all use one photographer in particular, or do you use a variety of them?
We mainly use Michael Hunter. He has been helping us for years. Many of the magazines have their photographers, but I'm usually very disillusioned by the work. Even sometimes the newspaper, it's just not as strong as Michael.
Do they not focus on the details as much, or
They do larger overall, and so you
Uh-huh.
lose it when it becomes a 6 by 8 inch in a newspaper or a magazine.
yeah?
So,
Got
and
it.
same thinking with Instagram. Everything's so small, so it's very important that we get Michael to try to bring everything bigger and more forward
Yeah,
because they're not going to see it like we see the room. And that's hard for me because you lose so much of that, what
yeah.
we've done.
I get
Just
it,
like a
'cause-
little bullet, of a shot.
but it's
So,
the details are the most important. That's what
exactly.
makes the overall
Exactly.
look and feel, the
Right.
aesthetic of the room or the house.
Right.
Important is the little bitty details. Like I know that you decorated our office
Right.
a
Thank
few
you.
years ago, and I've translated it over to our new office, and I wanted to know what you thought.
I think you did a great job.
Well,
It
you
looks
did the
good.
great job. I
Well,
just
you
kind of
moved it,
tried to
so
line it up the way you
yeah,
did it before.
that was
So,
great.
Sammy, I know you've been working with Ginger for a long time. What is your role at Ginger Barber Interior Design?
I do everything behind the scenes, um, from quoting prices on furniture and all of the items we purchase to dealing with clients and paying everybody. I like to say I spend money and move furniture, keep track of everything, organize the installations, just
A
anything
lot.
to
She
support
does a
Ginger.
lot.
See, that's the thing that people don't really understand about what goes on behind the details of being an interior designer. It's not just picking out a plant or a lamp.
Right.
I mean, do you have to go from the beginning of like going into a room, and do you draw everything out?
Do floor plans, meet with architects, a shop for everything. It's not a lot. I used to laugh and say some people see people sailing and they go, oh, I'd love to be sailing. Look how relaxing. Well, I used to sail growing up, and it is not relaxing. You have on gloves, you can't talk, and it's hard work. And it is hard work. People don't realize it's not just spending money and buying pretty
No.
things. It's a big deal to have it all come together and be what the client wants.
So do you kind of like go into a house and have I guess what you call it, the bird's eye
Vision.
view
Oh.
of what you want, or the macro view, and then you have to go down, or do you start on one detail, or is it
It
just
depends on the client. If it's an empty pallet or it's a new construction, if I need to come in and we don't know what we want, but we're not happy with it, there are many different levels of doing design work. So it really depends on what the client wants. And that can change, with me going, I think we need to not do this over here now. And then they're so happy that things start changing in other rooms. So that's always fun.
So all of a sudden they maybe
All
want
of a sudden, right.
yeah, they
need
want one
more.
room done, and then they want the
Then
rest
they
of the
need
house
more.
done.
Right.
Yeah. So is there a kind of a certain style that you see as trending for 2024?
I think they're going crazy with color and pattern, and more is not enough. The magazines are just full of it. And I see it in clothing too.
Yeah.
Just crazy things that go together when I'm sort of I love neutrals with emphasis in rugs and beautiful art. And the end of it, the right accessories. I always say less is more. So I think people come to me for that. It's a very calming approach. I think
Exactly.
we need a calming environment. I think it's just with our hectic world, we need to
Yeah,
come home and go,
totally.
I feel like peace. I need to turn off the world for a while.
What's
So I
your
think that's
favorite
what I
color?
do. White and black. Beige. Beige is big. Beige is big. Seagrass is really big.
Yeah.
But you just can't go wrong. It's just add a great piece of jewelry at the end, It doesn't have to all be florals and chintzes, and even though I do that and I love it, but you have to really beg me to do bright color on the walls. And I've had to get out of my box and get over it. But it's all client. It's so important the client loves it.
Yeah.
So
I remember when you helped me with our office, I have to have some color.
yeah.
And I had,
You did. You got some pale blue walls.
yes. And I have to say, this is like my favorite color, this blue
Yeah.
wall. I mean, when I first met Ginger, my office was lime green.
I
And she
remember.
always
It
threw up
was.
when she walked in.
And orange chairs.
Orange chairs and lime green because I am
Oh,
that
boy.
color person. But there is a much more serene feel when I walk into this office now, thanks
Yeah.
to you.
And you need that, especially with your work.
so
Deadlines and whatnot.
yes, I do need
It's
it.
hard.
But and with this
And the
office with all the
girls.
windows, it's great for creativity too.
Right. Good.
What kind of let's talk about how we met. Kind of, do you remember?
Oh gosh, on the stage at it was on West Gray and Aerobics Center, and you were the teacher, and I was in my 20s, and oh my gosh, high impact aerobics with Karen. It was
The
great.
80s.
The 80s, yeah.
They need
And
to
then-
bring that back.
And then it was just sort of a gap. I was doing my thing with Brownstone Gallery,
Yes.
and then Bo was helping you on your house,
hmm
and then there was another gap of time, and then we were interviewing PR firms, and I went, oh my God, that's Karen Henry. I was just blown away.
Oh no, I'm
Just
so
blown
glad.
away. So you look exactly like you did then.
Thank
Just
you.
beautiful.
So do you. No, but that was great because I
yeah.
do remember you when you were at,
Not in the aerobics though.
well, I
Maybe.
I was the teacher, so I saw faces, but I was moving so fast.
Yeah, of course
That,
you were.
now I can't move anymore. I'm
Yeah,
got
right.
too old.
Oh, dear.
But those were fun days.
Those were fun
aerobic
days.
But I do remember seeing you all the time at Brownstone.
Hmm.
And do you ever talk to Bo anymore?
I don't. He's I think in Austin and Acapulco and sort of makes this little triangle. I don't see him much at all.
I miss him.
I need to see him again. It's been too long.
I know. So I wanted to talk about your passion for Habitat for Horses. This is near and dear to your heart. Why is it that? And kind of give an idea about how your gala / dinner fundraiser has evolved over the years and how we've helped you with it.
Well, I found a horse tied to a rope in Galveston with a dear friend while birding, and that was 15 years ago, and everything changed. I found through the police, we got the horse moved and saved and back with its original owner, and I just wrote a check and went back and found Habitat for Horses, which was a dumpy place in Hitchcock. I went, oh my God, I can't, this is so bad. But what they were doing was unbelievable, and they didn't really want to be known. They were so afraid people might, I don't know why, Jerry's thinking was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I turned it around, wrote them a check, and it was Katie bar the door. I went and volunteered every weekend because I have a place in Galveston, a little bay house or condo. And so I was there every Saturday, Sunday, and it just turned into, I want to help you raise money. I want to help this place be better, be bigger, save more horses. So that's what we've done. And y'all have been fantastic. We're now on number 12, our 12th
Yeah.
annual events coming up at
That is-
Armando's.
Yes.
So
And when is that?
recognition is great. It's huge.
I-
90% of the people don't know what we do. They
I
don't even
know.
know about it. Even new people today go, I had no idea. So we do a good thing. They do a much better thing. I'm just helping. I'm on the
No,
board, but
Yeah, but you've
they
helped.
really do the work.
Nobody heard
Yeah.
it, knew about it before.
No, not at all.
That's a painting that I
Yes,
that's
that's what you bought at the
right.
auction. Yeah.
So, like the gala, the dinner, has it grown every year, or do you feel like it's kind of stagnant and you need to do something to change it to get more awareness?
I think it's that both. I think the hardest part is coming up with auction items,
Mm-hmm.
trying to do something different. But it is horses, and it always leads to a hat or boots or a photography piece. It just has to stay within the what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Jewelry. So that's probably my biggest thing is what can we do that's new, that's fresh. So that's where y'all come in. So and you do a great job of that. So getting places to stay, destinations is big. And we have clients that have donated their homes, which has been wonderful. So we're down every year. It's like, oh my God, we've only got so many people. And then about 5 days before, it's like, I think we're going to make it.
Isn't
We're
that
going to
the
be over
truth?
100, you know?
Yes.
So
Do you think partnering with Armando has really helped a lot?
I do. I love the venue. They have some of our horses and donkeys out
I didn't
in
realize
Round Top.
that.
Yeah. Yes, they've been huge supporters.
That's
So,
great.
yeah, they're just a great family.
So tell me the date of it. So people-
November, you should know that.
I know.
14th, something like that. Yeah, Tuesday. It's a Tuesday night.
It's usually a Tuesday night
Yeah.
at Armando's. Great. So we'll put that on the below,
Yes, spread the
how to
word.
get information to be able to buy tickets to it. Okay, so this is a PR question. How do you feel like that PR has helped change you, grow your awareness, especially social media?
Definitely Instagram, which I still go, oh, I don't know. I guess I'm just old fashioned being the age I am. I just don't want to admit it,
Yeah.
that you don't the phone doesn't just ring off the wall from referrals. There's just a younger, bigger world out there. And it's just easy to stay where you are. And so you all have done that. Huge, So
Do you get very many comments?
we do. I hear people all the time go, oh, I see your work on Instagram, or oh, I saw you on, I think it's usually Instagram.
Yeah.
I
It
get a
is.
lot of
That's what we
good
do.
feedback. Yeah.
I think that's the best platform for interiors because it's so photographic,
Right.
And that's where the good photography comes in again.
Right.
And getting the detailed honing in on certain items and being able to talk about it. Because when we work with y'all or any client, we think about the whole aesthetic and what resonates with the audience, and then we create a calendar so that and you have to approve it. We don't
Right.
want to do anything unless you approve it.
Right.
Sometimes we send you a calendar. You say it looks great. Sometimes you say I like it, but I want to change this photo.
Yeah, which is great. It
Yeah,
helps
or
me
change this caption.
change the captions. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're usually just spot on. And whoever's been writing lately has been great.
I know.
Really
Yeah.
creative.
Thank you.
Y'all are
Yeah.
great at that.
Yeah.
It has helped us
Because it's
so
hard
much.
to get what we do into words.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to. It's just I don't know why it's beautiful, but it's just beautiful. But
Well,
how do you get there?
I know.
It's just being an artist.
Well,
So,
it's like there's an evolution to
Mhm.
and this is what I think a lot of people don't understand is you don't just start doing social media for something. It's a process
right.
because when you start working with a client on social media, you don't just all of a sudden just start posting stuff because to do it effectively, we need to kind of it evolves to knowing what your brand voice is, what the aesthetic is. We always send you a monthly calendar so you can look at it and make sure that we're saying what you want us to say, but then letting us do it and actually, executing it. But sometimes you'll say, "Oh, I don't like that photo. Let's change it. I want you to feature this instead of, maybe you want us to feature something that's decorated for the holidays at a timely or something that's more patio in the summertime." But then, or even the captions. And I think you said something a minute ago about how that is important for y'all.
It is, and the writing has been wonderful. The way that you can express what I'm doing is just spot on. You say it so beautifully.
Well, thank
So
you.
I've really appreciated that
Okay.
because at first it's sort of like, well, spend a day in the summer patio. Well, let's say more.
Yeah.
Because here's this $5,000, stone fragment that we need to talk about. So we'd like to
That
bring
is
that
great.
into the image.
And I think that's why it's important to have these conversations. The biweekly calls, just to kind of say what something is like. We want you to tell us. I want you to feature this $5,000 stone or a beautiful photograph from Karen Sacker,
Right.
or whatever.
Or a key piece, exactly.
Because we sometimes look at the whole photo and we're not sure what we would need to hone in on.
Right.
And that's where Sammy and you and Ginger, y'all come into play to let us know what's the most important.
Sammy catches it too because she's great at writing and
Yeah.
putting in things into words that I can't do. She sees it differently. So
And the
that's really
calendars-
helpful.
The calendars are great. That you
Yeah, they
send,
are.
So we could just snapshot in advance because we're busy too.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
helps to
Yeah.
see the images and do we like that?
Yeah,
do we
it could-
not? What should we focus on?
And it's important to continue to get great images for y'all to send us images, or if you need us to come over and bring a photographer to do stuff. I think we've done this in the past too, the behind the scenes, working with y'all, like maybe you're at your new office,
Right. Which has
and
been great.
which I've heard is fabulous, and I haven't been there yet. Anyway, I think that behind the scenes photos are really good too, and that sometimes that can be more organic with an iPhone.
Right. And Sammy helps me with that too. She's like, take a picture. You're on an installation. Take a picture of the guys unloading the truck
Exactly.
I
and,
have someone
hanging
who
a
can send it.
chandelier. And she reminds me, it's not just at the end when it's all so perfect.
Right.
It's the evolving of it that
Well,
makes the people want to hear about.
It's interesting. I love
Yeah.
the behind the scenes. There's so much going on.
Right.
I
Right.
It
agree.
happened.
And the most important thing is that you're telling her to do it.
Yeah, she's
And
reminding me.
Do you ever follow her around?
Sometimes, on
Sometimes, yeah.
installations.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a lot of pictures on
She's
my phone.
most
of
always
the-
on installations.
Mhm.
Yeah. Doing pinning
Yeah.
dust covers on with duct tape.
The
and
glamorous
all the
part.
glorious behind the scenes part. Yeah.
Yeah, so
There's
there,
so much
but-
work in it.
Yeah, but not day to day.
Yeah.
We don't go out shopping. I don't do that type of thing with
Yeah.
her. But
Sometimes we do.
Job
We're
sites.
able to hit some
Mhm.
shops together, but it's nice to be. I love it when I probably shouldn't say this, but I love it when I have a list and I'm like alone because my mind is going through so many projects at the same time that it's hard to separate it. So sometimes it's nice to just be by yourself and shop. Not about Sammy, but just in general
Of
with my work
course.
because it's creative.
Well,
Yeah.
what is your favorite kind of client?
Oh, I don't think I love beach houses. I love ranch houses. I love Houston houses. I don't really have a particular style or client. I think, obviously one that understands that it costs money to do
Mhm.
nice things. That's important because your delivery is different. You can't just make a room has to have you have to spend money on it to make it right.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be a $15,000 armoire, but it can't just be a
$1,000
armoire. It's just all of it. It's the wood. Is it painted? Is it Swedish? Is it not? Where do we need color? Where do we not?
Mhm.
There's so many things that will make a room turn. So it's just important to have a little bit of lead rope to do that.
Yeah, somebody that doesn't try to tie your
Yeah,
hands.
yeah. And you want it to be theirs and to be different, not be
Mhm.
something that's been done before. So that's always a challenge.
Have you ever had anybody just say, "Do whatever you think. I'm going to be
Yes.
gone for 6 months, and I
Um,
want to come home."
No, not that. But I've had people that just let us do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they come in and go, love it, love it. Let's do a little more red. Let's do a little less blue. Things
So
like that.
they'll tweak it a little bit at
tweak
the
it,
end.
but they're like, just do whatever you want. That's why we
That is
hired you,
fantastic.
and that I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet
So,
you do.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, I want to thank you both for being here today. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it, and I love what your style is, and I've loved working with y'all.
Thank you.
So thank you for
Feelings
trusting us
mutual. It's
and
great.
being on the PR Playbook with me.
Yes, many years to come.
I know.
Many
Thanks,
events.
Karen.
Thank
Don't forget
you.
Habitat for Horses.
That's right.